Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, I got a pretty interesting topic for you guys. The topic is Molly Qerim the most annoying voice in sports? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, you please make sure you check out Dreamerspro Max, an online sports community place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games, and so many other cool things. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to check that out. We have that linked in the description below and get 7 days of access. Also, make sure you go ahead and click the join button to join the channel, to become a member, and also to receive loyalty badges from our channel, and also to ensure whenever we go live, when you leave a comment, it gets responded to. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. So this idea is something I've been sitting on for months now, right? I've been thinking about doing a video on this for quite some time. It's just that I never really had the opportunity to do it. So many other things came up. We were busy with so many other things. But today I figured, okay, today will be a good day to touch on this topic. Excuse me. So y'all know who Molly Qerim is. Well, first of all, let's talk about first things first. First Take. All of you guys know what First Take the show is all about. It used to be the show with Skip Bayless, which was originally called Cold Pizza. Skip Bayless is the guy that really made that popular on ESPN. Then ultimately they turned it into First Take. They brought in Stephen A. Smith, and then you had these two personalities going back and forth. It was actually Skip Bayless that brought Stephen A. Smith, or helped bring him back to the network. So he brought Stephen A. Smith back, and they made the show extremely popular to the point where they would go to different events like the NBA Finals, different boxing matches, and they would just travel around the country hosting different shows. They'd have live shows. So First Take became very popular. It became a place where a lot of celebrities would go to market their books or their movies or whatever it was. There's so many episodes with Nelly, Kevin Hart. So many popular people have been on the show. They've had some famous spats between Skip Bayless and famous athletes in the past. You know, with so many memorable things have happened on that show. And at one point, Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith were the best duo, the best sports duo on TV. There was no question about this. There was no sports duo debate show that was more exciting to watch than Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith. Ultimately, Skip Bayless and ESPN couldn't work out a contract situation. They weren't willing to go to the number that he was willing to go to as far as his compensation, yearly compensation. He ended up going to go sign with Fox Sports. I think Skip Bayless and the ESPN offered Skip Bayless somewhere around 16 to 20 million. Fox Sports offered him 20 million, I believe the number was. And he recently re-upped his contract to now I think they're paying him 25 million. He got a new $25 million a year contract, so he left there, and then they ultimately brought in Max Kellerman, who has been good, and he's been a nice sparring partner with Stephen A. Smith. First Take is a big deal, right? They get about 400 to 500 daily viewers that tune into the show, so they definitely they're definitely up there as far as their ratings. Now let me get to Molly Qerim. All of you guys know who Molly Qerim is. She's the moderator on the show, right? Molly Qerim is also married to the former NBA player who also works at ESPN, and Jalen Rose. So her name is Molly Qerim Rose. That's actually her full name. So she's married to Jalen Rose. So there's this kind of thing happening there. I'm not sure how they worked it out to have like kind of relationship at work, but anyway, they have that thing there. Now, let me get into the part about what makes Molly Qerim so annoying, in my opinion. Molly Qerim has this habit of, number one, interrupting Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman when they're speaking. That's something that she does. But the thing that really annoys me with Molly Qerim is that she believes that people tune in to hear what she thinks. She believes that she's also like a personality on the show. She's not the analyst Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman are, but she believes that she's there also to give her opinion on things. So if you guys want to get a good example of this, there was an episode just yesterday when they were talking about Kyrie Irving missing games and him not missing games, him not showing up to the press conference to speak to the press, which is contractually obligated to do because this is in their contract, and he didn't do it, and he got fined for it. So Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith were giving a back and forth of what they thought about it, and then Molly interrupts them. So before I go too far, I want you guys to take a listen to the exchange that Max and Stephen A. Smith were having, and then Molly ultimately interjecting into the conversation and throwing in her piece. So take a listen to that audio.
That is, I'm not going to kill him for any of that stuff today because I hear something different. I think that a lot of what he's talking is ego protection. And what I see with Kyrie all the time missed, right? All personal reasons. I see a guy in life who's struggling to find something larger than himself that doesn't have to save him. I don't want to be dramatic, but that's going to help him. That's going to give him some purpose. And so even you listen to the comment, I'm choosing to ignore, you know, I don't talk to pawns and we move different. That's all ego protection stuff. It sounds juvenile to me. What I am listening to is hopefully that money goes to this cause or that cause. In other words, I'll pay so I don't have to talk. And hopefully that he's trying, it seems to me, he's struggling and looking for something in his life bigger than himself. That's what it sounds like to me.
I want to be very careful when I speak on this subject because faith is something that's very important to me, and I think it's very important to other people. I've said it before. My father's side of the family, Muslim, my mother's side, Catholic, okay? So when you talk about ego, I take this very differently in him finding a larger purpose. He's practicing Islam. He's come out and said, I need to protect my peace. There's 5 pillars. When he's saying how I want to give the fine money, that's alms. That's one of the pillars. So he is committed to something larger than basketball. So I don't think it's ego related at all whatsoever. So if he's on this spiritual path and he's saying, this is how I need to protect my peace, I don't think it's I don't think it's looking down on people.
That's good to point out. So let me just clarify. I don't mean that's the ego protection part. I mean, when you say things like, we move different, you are pawns, that comes across as juvenile. And what I'm saying is I'm choosing not to focus on that because we all go into ego protection at times. I'm choosing to focus on what, in fact, you are saying.
I think he is trying to move different.
The reason he's looking for something bigger is because he's struggling right now. That's what it seems like.
Well, first of all, let me tell you something, Molly. I respect where you're coming from, and I totally agree with you.
Yeah, and I don't know about Kyrie's intimate, but he's spoken out about that.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
I grew up surrounded by Muslim brothers. Half of them raised me. Half of my boys that assisted my family in raising me are Muslim.
Yeah.
They still my boys to this very day. I'm very, very familiar with what's going on with Kyrie Irving. I'm not going to talk about his business. That's his business. I know what's rolling with him in that regard and Steven Jackson and various others that are really, really tight with him. I know what's going on with a whole bunch of brothers in the league. And that's for them to tell, not me. And they're not of the league. What I'm saying is that you signed up for something. Your obligations that you embraced, you have an obligation to live up to and conduct yourself in fashion. And then when we bring in faith and when we bring in religion, we certainly don't endorse looking down on other people, calling them pawns, minimizing them in such a way because they don't think like you think.
Now, in that soundbite, Molly is saying that, listen, Kyrie Irving is going through a lot of things. He's discovering his new faith, and he's trying to guard his faith by, you know, not allowing different things to come in as far as questions people may ask him, whatever it is, to come in and kind of, you know, rob him of his peace. And Max Kellerman made a good retort. And my thing is this, listen, I'm a Christian, okay? And there's nowhere that it says that being condescending is part of Christianity or Islam. Being condescending is not something that's it's something that's shunned. It's something that you shouldn't be proud of. That's essentially what Kyrie was doing. But the bigger question is, who asked you? That's the bigger question. Who asks you? Us viewers that tune in, we're not tuning in to hear what you think. We don't care what you think. Just like Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman said, the only reason we care about Kyrie Irving or LeBron is because they play basketball. The only reason people care about us, as they said, is because we talk about sport. Nobody came to see you. You're the moderator of the show. If you think of her, and you think, I think her name is, I forgot the moderator on Undisputed. You never know. She's there, but she's not intrusive. Molly has this thing where she feels like she needs to give her take, like as if people are interested. People are not interested. She's an educated woman, no doubt about it. But that's not I think that sometimes she doesn't understand that she's the moderator of the show. And there's so many occasions where she's cut off Stephen A. Smith, she's cut off Max Kellerman, and you can see them in the middle of their sentence and they just get annoyed. Like, come on, like, stop cutting me off. And I feel like she's been doing this for the longest time. And she feels like people really are interested to hear what she thinks when nobody's interested at all. No one is interested. Nobody's coming on the show to listen to Molly Qerim's analysis on a boxing match or a football game or basketball. Nobody cares. But she believes that she does. And then the sad part is whenever she does make a point, it never makes sense usually. It's usually like some type of emotionally driven. And you're like, but who asked you? Now, let me say this. I'm not here bashing her because she's a woman or anything. No. All I'm saying is, when we tune into the show, we're here to see Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith debate. No one is saying you can't make a point here and there. But when you stop them, I have something to say, and you go into this whole entire thing, nobody asked you. No one asked you. And I feel like this happens a lot. I watch a lot of the videos from ESPN and I read the comments from what people are saying. A lot of people feel that way. Like, man, like, come on, like, nobody asks you. And I feel like she does it a lot. To me, it's kind of annoying, and I'm just giving you guys my take, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably feel the same way. If you don't, I'm sure you guys will let me know. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think she's annoying, or do you think, hey, listen, you think it's pretty normal and you don't mind the interruptions? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.